What's up, YouTube? Now you may be wondering why I have a T70 Torx out, and it's actually a 1/2-inch drive. Now this is for the video I'm about to make, showing how to change the differential fluid front and rear on a 2018 Subaru WRX. I did the front already, so I'll still go over that and just show how easy it is, but I'm gonna do the rear right now. And before you do any fluid change, always make sure that you could take out the fill plug. If you cannot take out the fill plug, don't drain it. So always make sure you could remove the fill plug. Now on this car, this upper bolt you've seen right here, that's the fill plug, and this lower one, that's where you drain it. So it's just to fit a 1/2-inch drive in there. And I'm actually going to fit that in. And I'm just going to make sure I could back this out all the way. And the car is level, it has to be leveled. I have it on 4 jack stands, so the rear and the front, I leveled that off. And I have my catch pan directly under it. So I'm just going to back this out. And should be some fluid coming out of it. Or just stick my finger in there and I should have fluid on it. Exactly. So there you go. So if you don't see fluid coming out, you should be able to just put your finger right in there and you should have fluid on your finger. Now when you fill it through this hole, and you just fill it until the fluid just barely starts coming out. Then you could put the plug back in. Since I know I have my plug out, I could go ahead and I could remove the drain plug. Just to give you an idea, what you're looking at is the fluid right there. That black that you're looking at, that's actually the fluid. Is exactly level with that hole because I have the car leveled. And when you're refilling it, you just want to fill it until you just want to see a little bit come out like so. And that's when you know that it's where it should be. Now I could go ahead and remove the drain plug. And it's the same, just use the direct drive. Get that in there and crack that loose. And it's recommended to change both when you're changing it. So I did a clutch on this car and I had to drain the fluid, so now I'm just gonna change the rear. And it's not a lot in it. I believe it's less than a quart. Once I have that draining, then I can inspect the drain plug. Has a little bit of shavings on it, but nothing crazy to worry about. Now once that's drained and it comes to a trickle, just put the plug back in. Clean up the excess. And both the drain plug and the fill plug is about maybe 36 foot-pounds torque spec. I'm just gonna hold my torque wrench, and again just straight drive, get that in there, and just torque this down to 36. you go, 36 foot-pounds. And from here, I'm gonna get me a little hose, a little line, and I got my differential fluid, same as the front, and this is synthetic 7590. Put my tube on it, make sure I get it on nice and snug. I just cut a little hole in the cap, and from here is just to put the tube in, tilt the bottle, and just squeeze the fluid in. There are other ways to do this. There's a pump that you could screw onto the bottle and pretty much just pump it in. I have one, but it doesn't fit this bottle. Just gonna wipe this off, give it a quick check. Finger is dry. And I believe it's there already, just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Once it starts coming out, then it's done. Yep, it's dripping out. Now I could clean my finger off and I'll go straight in again. Yep, it's full. Feel it on my finger, my glove. Now I could go ahead and put the plug back in, the fill plug. Torque that down to 36 foot-pounds and clean it up with some brake fluid around the surface. Just spray it down and wipe it off. 36. And that's it for the rear. So now for the front diff, just gotta first check, like I said, make sure you got access to the fill plug. And right here there's a dipstick. If I pull this out right here, you can see I have fluid in it. I just changed it, so it's nice and clean. Now the hole is right here. The dipstick is actually where you fill it, so you just need a long funnel that could get down there, that's gonna fit in there once you take the stick out. And where this stick is located is directly beneath the intercooler, and I just took the intercooler off just to give better reference as to where it is. So the intercooler will sit right here, and you could actually get to it through here if the intercooler is on, or through here. It's a little more tedious, but it can be done, especially if you get a funnel, you know, that you could bend to shape. And you could definitely get back there and get a chance to fill it after you empty it. Now this is with the intercooler back on, and if you come in from this side, all this space here, if you go straight through, that's the dipstick you're looking at, and that's it right here. So you could get a funnel in there, a long funnel, pull the dipstick out, get your funnel in, so you could add your fluid. Now that we see the access point to get to the dipstick so we could refill it, now I head to the bottom and show where the drain plug is. At the bottom, the drain plug is directly in the middle of the two axles, where the axles meet in the transmission. The drain plug is right here. It uses a T70 Torx. It's not a common size, So that's the only thing that most people may have to purchase is a T70, and that sits right up in it like so. Perfect fit. Put a 1/2 inch drive on it, back it out, let it drain, and then from there you could go back up top and get to the fill plug, the dipstick right there. And there's plenty of room under here. That the same method to fill the back that I suggested, to get a pump that fits on the bottle and just pump it. The same method could be used to add the fluid when you take the dipstick out. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.